Okay, as this has headless mode, it is, hopefully it will remember the initial heading that I point the quadcopter on before we bind the quadcopter to the transmitter. And then with that in mind, if I enter headless mode, all movement forward and back, right and left on the pitch roll stick will be in relation to that initial bearing. The yaw command has no effect on the direction the quadcopter flies when it's in headless mode. Now, I have the battery inserted. All I got to do is turn the on-off switch on this quadcopter. And we'll point it down toward the pylon. That'll be our base heading for headless mode. And I'm going to turn on the video throughout this flight, but first we need to bind the quadcopter to the transmitter. And I'm leaving it in low right now. There's no wind at all today. And turning on the video camera. This will be its first flight, folks. Here we go. Now notice, it's blowing things off on the ground below it. There's a lot of power coming off of this quadcopter. Let's go up high now, or go for a flight around the field. Actually, I'm letting go of the pitch roll stick, and I'm just entering hover while it climbs. And doing a rotate too while it's climbing. And a slow climb. And obviously there's a wind right there. And that's what its camera looks like, folks. I should have the camera on right now. I did turn it on before we took off. Continuing the slow rotate. Okay, I'm about 100 meters based on the size of this thing, so I'm not going too far. Forward pitch. It seemed to enter a little bit of vortex ring state there. So keep that in mind. This heavy quadcopter can't enter vortex ring state. You got to get some forward pitch to get out of that. And I'm in full forward pitch right now. Going to high. Going downwind at high. Going upwind, a little breeze coming in from my back. And let's bring it down a little lower and do a pass at full forward pitch. This is full forward pitch. It should be going faster than that. Coming downwind. Going back into the wind again. That's full forward pitch. What the hell? There's hardly any wind at all there, but it's going into it. Okay, now this isn't meant for acrobatic flying. This big quadcopter is meant for a camera. It's a camera bird. And I'm getting good range on it at about 100 meters. Maybe even more. Maybe even more range, folks. It seems to be flying real well there. Let's do a descent. Banking left turn into descent. And let's bring it back into view again. Bring it up close so you can see it again. Well, it's a nice smooth flyer. Going back to beginner. Let's try that headless mode. What do you think, folks? Headless mode? Let's take it down to the end of the field there. And give it a little altitude too. Okay, entering headless mode. That's the wind pushing it back. Left. Rotating as I'm pushing left. So it does remember the initial heading. Rotating. Pushing left. So you could let's see if it remembers the initial heading. Let's come out of headless mode. One good thing, when you enter headless mode, it beeps a few times to let you know that you've entered headless mode, but it doesn't continue that beeping annoyingly throughout the flight. Let's go to the forward left quadrant from the headless mode. Activating headless mode. Oh, there's a wind there pushing that. Maybe not. Let's bring this in for a second. I want to try something. We are going to do a calibration of level. Landing the quadcopter. Okay, this is a relatively flat level surface. What I'm going to do to calibrate this quadcopter is pull down on both sticks and move them to the right and hold them there for a few seconds. Those lights should be blinking on the quadcopter. And that calibrates the quadcopter's level surface, understanding of level. I'm turning off the video camera and then let it record to the card, and then turning the camera back on again. And here we go for another flight with recalibrated gyros. That's the wind pushing it away from me as it's climbing. So again, this would be a great camera bird. It apparently is still in headless mode. Hold on. Okay. Now again, for you beginners, this has all same color blades, so you're going to have a hard time learning orientation with this quadcopter right away. So again, that's another reason why I don't recommend this for beginner flyers, because of the same color setup. You'll easily you'll lose your orientation very easily with this quadcopter if you're a beginner flyer.